person who made this is actually myself. Go follow me on Twitter. Yeah, I made this list because, like, all the other tier lists I saw were only up to season 7, I want to say. Or not up to season 7, they're up to season 2 or something like that. And so I thought, like, well, we might as well make one ourselves, so here we are. For this tier list, we're not going to use every single character, because I added a lot of minor characters, because, again, people didn't update their lists, so I made one. But to make this more simple, we're not going to do all of them. I think there's 84 that I added on here, 87. So there's a lot of minor characters, and some of them I didn't even add. So yeah. If people actually want more of this, then yeah. But yeah, let's get started by naming our tiers. I'll keep this. We'll name it Transcend. Our A tier will be a good one. How do you spell that? Juan Brew? Is it that? Oh, just like that. Okay, cool. Juan Crew. I'm gonna have to look up a couple things because, you know, I'm not well versed in Grounder. For B, we can do May We Meet Again. And then our C tier can be, how do you say this? Your fight is over in Grounder. Yeah, I looked this up before because I forgot. You... Okay, there it is. You Gunplay. You Gunplay. Stay Odon. Boom. That's how you spell it? Yeah. Heck yeah, we're doing this. And then we'll change this to F tier, because, I think it fits more, and obviously we gotta go with Float Yourself, right? Like, there's no other way we're doing anything. Let me reload a couple things really quickly, because a couple of my things are out of sync. And we should be good. Let me reload this. This is a good song, though. Anywhere you desire. Yeah, but yeah, let's get into it. So, all of this is mostly in alphabetical order, based on what I call them. So yeah. We're gonna start with Abby. Abby's a good character. A lot of people don't like her. I do. And I think she shows how, like, addiction can kind of cause people trouble. Not in the best way possible. I don't think it's, like, the best, like, media has to offer when dealing with something like that. But, yeah. I think she's a good character. I liked her. And then we go into somebody I didn't like, Allie. She was from season 3, 4, one of those seasons. The main villain, the AI, whatever. She's not the worst, right? Okay. But she's pretty bad. Like, she wants to help humanity, which is cool. But her way of going about it is kind of skewed, so. This guy's from the 7th season. What was his name? Anders. His name was Anders. I have a little cheat sheet because I'm not going to remember every single character's name. But yeah, he was even worse than Allie. I didn't like him. So I guess it worked out, because he was kind of just a D-bag, right? I think his job was fulfilled in that aspect. Why is my phone being weird? We'll just let it go for a bit. But yeah, not much to say about him. I could put her on the list. I don't think I'm going to, because I can't remember her name. She was in season 1 and she, like, died immediately, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, we're just gonna skip her. No worries. Then we have the guy who romanced Octavia season 1, but we'll not put him on the list. Then we have Octavia's mom. We do also have, what's her name? Becca from Hada. I think she's pretty good. She's the original commander and all that jazz, but my phone's being weird, guys. Yeah, I don't think she's cool, but I don't know. She's just kind of like she's there, if that makes sense. But yeah, next up though, we have one of my favorite characters, kind of fell off in season 7, just because of what the writers chose to do with him. Bellamy Blake. Great character all around, really highlights the difficulties of making decisions, I think better than Clark does. But yeah, I think he's a great character. Season 7 Bellamy was pretty cool until, you know, why'd they kill him? Anyway, next up, we're actually gonna put a minor character in here. I think it was Commander Byron, something like that. I'll just always remember her death scene, like when she got attacked or whatever. Like, it was insane. So I'm gonna put her in here, and even though she was a very minor character, just her death scene was so good. Which, kind of bad to say, but, you know, it happens. And moving on further into villains. God, it's so windy today. We have Cage. Cage was Mount Weather Season 2, one of the main villains, probably the main villain. You know what, I'm just gonna stop that. Boom. Okay. But yeah, I think he's good. And when I'm rating villains, it's not like, oh, they're all gonna be an F, because they gotta be entertaining, and if a character can entertain you, even if they're psychotic, they're not... Like, he's not gonna be an S tier, but he's gonna go right into the fight is over. I'm gonna skip her, because I don't really know where I'd even put her. Another minor character. Oh. Not necessarily a villain, but Charlotte, I think was her name. God, Wells had so much going for him, and she wasn't even entertaining in that aspect either, so I just kind of have to put her there. I don't know. And yeah, here's a big hitter. Clark. You either really love Clark, or you really don't. I'm more so on the side of liking her, but she's not the best by any means. She'll go there for now, don't worry, she's not gonna stay at the top of A tier. But yeah, I think she's okay. Let's check on our music. Cool. But yeah. I like, Clark's a good character. She can be very annoying at times, and it has to be her way or no way at all. But still an enjoyable character, at least in my book. Character that I'm sure nobody enjoyed or even cares about. She's from season 1. It can't even... Diana. Diana was her name. Screw this girl. Like, for real. Let's be honest. Like, she was kind of a bitch. And, yeah. Like, I really expected her to come back at some point, but then she just never did. It's kind of let down of a villain, and she got what she deserved. And yeah. That's about it. Then we get to a villain that I actually really like. More so than his son, actually. That's Dante. Boom. I'm putting him right there. He shows the duality of, like, he teeters on the side of being a hero, but then when it all comes down to it, he just doesn't go through with it. So I liked him though. Good character. Not worthy to be any higher than he is though, sadly. Our next character is a father. It's David Miller. What he did for his son was really admirable. I think if you were put into that position, a lot of people would probably do the same thing, and give up his life for his kid. And for that, I'm putting him right there. He had to die at some point, right? Like, we knew it was coming. But going out like that, that's a good way. And next up, we have Diyoza. Diyoza, I didn't care for her at the beginning, but, like, in Season 7, she really shined, and, like, ever since her introduction, she just went up and up. So I'm actually putting her up in Wand Crew. Everybody's favorite terrorist. Oh, God. But yeah, we're gonna go back to a Season 2 villain, the Doctor of Mount Weather. What was her name? It was like... Need my cheat sheet for this one. Dr. Singh. Yeah, Dr. Singh. Do I like her more than this guy? No, I don't, really. Her death is more memorable, though. I think I'll keep it there. Yeah, I think that's fine. Not really much to say about her, she's just kind of there, and... You know... It is what it is. Anyway, next up we have Echo. Echo... I don't know how to feel about her, I'm putting her in A. I say I don't know how to feel about her, but... She's a good character. I think she was kind of lackluster, especially because she was kind of tied in with the Bellamy stuff. And that kind of dipped her down a bit for me. But she's still an overall good character. Her past is very traumatic. And it is cool that they kept it secret for so long. I don't know. But yeah, moving on, we have Amori. And I actually didn't care for Amori for a lot of the show. Up until maybe Season 5, I want to say. And especially in Season 7, like, she just shines so much. And I don't know if they planned it that way or not, but good character in my book. And God, that one scene with... we'll get to that scene, but... Next up, we have Finn. My father doesn't like this character. He didn't. At all. And he was glad when he died. I can kind of agree with him to some extent. But... I think he's a good character overall, and it shows, like, what he was willing to do for people. Especially Clark. And that led to his downfall. Something that never happened with Clark, so... I think he's interesting in that regard, but that's about it. But yeah. Let's move on to another great character, Gabriel. Gabriel is... he's top of A for right now. He's a good character. I'm gonna say that about a lot of people, but... The way that he goes against reincarnation and all that, when it's literally just murdering somebody else, is nice, and he wanted to die and he got his wish, I guess. But yeah, very tragic story for him, but I think it ended up for the best at the end of everything for him. Next up, we've got the Flamekeeper, and also the daughter of one of my favorite characters. Spoilers, I guess. But yeah, it's Gaia. Gaia, she was I really like her character, but at the same time it feels kind of lackluster. She had a lot of potential, and I don't think it ever really got shown, so hence the placement. Next up, though, we also have another character that I really liked. I think it's because she's tied to another character a lot, and that's Harper. I think it really shows, like, what she went through with everything. She's not in my two top tiers, but she's a great character nonetheless. And yeah, I wish she had continued living, but not everybody can in a show like this. Kinda sucks, but yeah, that's kind of how it goes. Now we're actually going to do another character that's was a very minor part in Season 7. But I liked his character so much that I've got to put him on the tier list somewhere. That's Hatch. Hatch is the homie. Like, he knew he was gonna die. And still went through with things. Like, that's amazing. And yeah, I wish he, again, had survived. He was one of the good ones, but... And he set up a good story arc for Raven, so... I think that's really good for a minor character to do, is to help somebody else. A lot of minor characters don't end up doing that in this show, which is kind of sad. But yeah. I think he deserves to be in B. And now we move on to Dioz's daughter, Hope. I'll be frank with you. Hope, I didn't care for. There's a lot of, like, major characters that I don't really care for. Hope, I guess, is a minor because she was only in one season, but I don't know. She didn't really do anything but cry over her mom dying, as crappy as that sounds. So yeah, she goes in that too. Next up we have, I guess, another minor character, only in one season. And that is Ilian. Ilian was the fighter that romanced Octavia. A lot of people romancing Octavia, huh? And we're still not done with that. But I do still think he's a great character, for what he did. He kind of helped Octavia with her first comeback, you know. And I'm going to put him right here, I think, for that. Nah, I'll put him right there. He's good, but he's not the best. But you know who is one of the best? Oh, it's Indra. Indra is one of my favorite characters, like I said when I was talking about her daughter. She is just a badass. And yeah, she's amazing. Wow, new. Oh yeah, what's up, Vidi? How's it going? But yeah, I think Indra definitely belongs up there. She's a badass, and just her demeanor and everything is just amazing. And her character growth, like, oh yeah, you don't need to be a second in command. It's from a show called The 100. It's a CW series, and it's also on Netflix, ran for 7 seasons. A character to me that is very underwhelming and kind of just sucks. Like, don't get me wrong, he didn't do anything wrong. But he's just so... he's just there. Remember, it's got a very popular... Oh yeah, it does. I haven't gotten to the second half of that pairing. The first one is Clark, this person right here. But yeah, very underwhelming character, Jackson. He's literally there the entire 7 seasons and doesn't do anything. Yes, it's Alexa and Clark. But oh my god, what a disappointment of a character. Like, besides his relationship with, what's-his-face, like, he doesn't do anything. But yeah, I mean, he's there, it's whatever. Cool. Let's move on to a character that's very controversial, Jaha. Jaha, of course, being an amazing character in the first 2 seasons, then in the third becoming very... his morals are very much in question, don't get me wrong. But he thought he was doing the right thing the whole time. And because of that, I'm putting him into B tier. May we meet again, Jaha. At least, you know, your former self, not the one that turned into a psychotic robot helping man. Whatever the heck that was about, I don't know. But, yeah, let's move on from Jaha. Y'all can roast me about my opinions on Jaha, and I think that's a fair placement, but whatever. But moving on, we do have I'm gonna say this a lot. A very good character in Jasper. Very much shows what people with depression go through. I think he's the best figure of that in the show. And obviously, there's obviously reason why to that. And yeah, I don't know, I can see that they really tried to do something with his character, which is something I can always credit shows for doing. So, he's definitely up here. He's not one of my favorites, but he's definitely up there in the top echelon of characters for this show. Who do we got next? We have a good string coming up. But we're gonna move on to another character that, in my opinion, is a lot like Hope. Son of Monty and Harper. He never... How do I put this? He didn't really do anything like Jordan, right? He's just kind of there. I think he's better than Hope, but he's not good enough to be like, oh yeah, here we go. God dang it, why is my stream freezing? I gotta make sure that's open. There we go. Just for playback purposes. But yeah, just he's better than Jackson in the fact that he actually does some stuff. But he's just very lackluster. I wish they built upon him more. And the whole turning thing in the 7th season, and like, I don't know. He was always very questionable, and yeah, I don't see the appeal in his character. I'm sorry. It's better than a lot of their other characters, but not good enough, sadly. But this is either my favorite or second favorite villain in the entire series, if you can even call her a villain. Well, no, you definitely can. Because yeah, she kind of is. She's probably my second favorite, just because she's so... Quirky's not the right word, because that just sounds kind of dumb, not gonna lie, but it's Josephine. I think she's an amazing villain, and just all of her personality very much comes across on stream. Or on screen, sorry. And yeah, I like it a lot. She's cool, and she's definitely one of the most memorable people. At least in my mind, but yeah. Anyway, moving on from that, we're going to do Kane. Marcus Kane. With everything that happened in like the later seasons, it's kind of disappointing to me. Don't get me wrong. But even despite all that, he's going up into the S tier. And this is all ordered, by the way. Yeah. He's... I guess I can say it, because there'll be other people in S tier, but Kane is my favorite character in the entire series. His idealism, his philosophy on life and stuff, and just always trying to be the good person. Like, and his character development from season 1 is just insane. So yeah, he's my favorite character because of that, and I think he has some of the best quotes in this series. But anyway, there's a lot of minor characters coming up that we're going to skip over, but we are going to place Levitt, who was a character in season 7, and again, a romantic interest for Octavia. I'd probably put him... Is there a good place? No, I think he goes here. Yeah, that looks good. But yeah, Levitt, obviously was part of the, whatever the heck they're called, the For All Mankind people or whatever. And he was good, don't get me wrong. But again, little bit lackluster. I'm glad he's there, though. He is a good character, and kind of shows how not all of the people of that group think that way. But yeah. Next up, we have a very fan-favorite character. Alexa. Sadly, though, I don't see her that way. I never, like, I get the pairing, and that's great. But character-wise, I don't know. They could have done a lot more with her. And for that, I am putting her right here. I think she's great, but in the end of things, she can't be up in my S or A tiers. Sorry. But you know who can be in the S or an A tier? It's your boy Lincoln. He resembles Kane a lot if he's on the other side of things, right? And he was always trying to help his people. He died for his people. And yeah, he goes into the S tier, obviously. He's just great. What can I say? Another lackluster character, Maddie. I don't really have anything to say about her, really. She can go into... I'm trying to make this as much as a bell curve as we can, right? Just kind of there. The whole thing with Shadehead was kind of cool, but after that, it was like... whatever. Like, I couldn't care. I'm sorry. That's just me. I know, I'm kind of mean. She did good acting-wise, but just not one of my favorites. Sorry. But we also do have another minor character from Season 2, Maya, Jasper's girlfriend. I'm going to put her right here into B tier. Great character. I'm sad. Like, I don't know what else they could have done, especially in this situation, but I wish she would have survived, because then Jasper would have as well. But yeah, it happens. I mean, she was a good character for when she was around. But yeah, the character that I didn't like, I liked her at the beginning when she was introduced, but then she kind of seemingly went insane, and that's Luna. She's going down here. She basically wanted all of humanity to just die, which I can understand. Sometimes I get it. But yeah, when it's being actualized and you're fighting for that, that's kind of iffy to me, and she's going down there just because of it. We're almost through this, actually. Doing pretty well on time. I try not to make these, like, hours long, because they don't need to be. Next up, we have a villain, McCreary. And again, for the stuff that Luna said, I don't like him, because it's like literally like, yep, let's kill all humanity at the end of it. But he very much so was more entertaining than her, so I'm putting him right to there. Hopefully that's okay. Still a piece of crap, but in the end, he was very entertaining, and I've got to applaud a villain for that. Anyway, moving along, we have Miller, who is a decent character. Again, he was with Jackson for a lot of the series, but again, he didn't do too much. I like him more than Wells, so I'm gonna put him right here. And his whole thing with Octavia too, that was really interesting to see. It was very awkward between them, to say the least, but yeah, he can go up there. I think that's fine. And then going on into Monty. Monty, very much so, I think is very Kane-esque, if I can say that. He's a great character, and he literally died to find everybody else a second chance, and he's one of my favorites in the entire series. I'm so sad to see him go. But yeah, going up there. And his whole relationship with Jasper is great, of course, but yeah. And we're hitting a hot streak, it seems, because our next character, Murphy. I didn't expect to like him that much, because for like the first 4 seasons, like you're supposed to, you're not supposed to like him. Because he's a cockroach. He's everybody's favorite cockroach, though. And he's going up in S tier, especially with season 7, his whole redemption and thinking he's going to hell really helped bring out his character and showed you that, like, yeah, he's more valuable than what he thinks of himself, which is nice. Now we're moving on to another minor season 7 character, and Nelson. Again, he really didn't do much, and I don't really care for his character, but I'm putting him on here because he was in season 7. He was kind of a major force in that season, mind you. So yeah, I'll put him in there. And same goes with the other season 7 counterpart, being Nikki. Nikki was with Hatch. I'm putting her here. She fell down a couple pegs, but because of what happened, then kind of redeemed herself a little bit, but still, I don't really care for her character that much. But yeah, there you go. I put her down. Y'all happy? I hope so. Next, we have another character that, very underwhelming, kind of in the same sense as Jackson. That's Nyla. She never really did anything, did she? So you can go right next to Jackson for that. But yeah, we're moving on. We're almost done, actually. We only have like 2 more rows left. That's good. I'm moving on, though, to Octavia. What a roller coaster she had on the series. Like, let's be real. Like, oh my god. Like, just everything she went through, and then the depths of darkness that she went into, and then still came out of them. I gotta admire that, and for that reason, she's going up into A tier. Great character, like, very much a roller coaster, and not really her alignment, but her mental state. And I think it shows off well. But then we move on to Pike. What do you want me to say? Like, he's going down here. He could have been good, but he wasn't. And we'll never know if he could have been good, because Octavia killed him. And yeah, I just hated him for the entirety that he was on screen. Sorry. But somebody I did not hate, and is actually one of my favorite characters, probably my favorite female character in the series, is Raven. Raven, I think, just because of season 7, actually, do this. Bellamy fell a lot for me. Before season 7, he was probably right here. I get it. He was probably right there before season 7 happened. But now he's definitely down here. And he's almost below Lincoln. But yeah. Raven, great character. She's like one of the few people that didn't do anything bad up until season 7. Then she killed like 3 people, including Hatch. But yeah, and then she beat herself up for it and let somebody else beat her up for it too. Like, but she's like, even though all that happened, she's still one of my favorite characters because she shows the morality that a lot of the characters in this show don't show. So yeah, you can go up there. I have a message on Discord. Never mind, I don't anymore. Anyway, moving on to, do I call him King? Do I call him Prince? It doesn't really matter, does it? He's a great character. It's Rowan. Rowan, another badass of the series, and God, I honestly just have to put him up here. Rowan is just, he's a bro. He looks straight out of, like he's straight out of like Lord of the Rings, and it works for his role, and he's great. And most of the time he's serious, but then there's very little times where he's like very smug and sarcastic, and it was great. It was great. And now, as you can see, we don't have any villains in the top 2 tiers, and we're not going to. But this is my favorite villain of the entire series, both for his performance as Shade Hedda and of Russell Prime. And he's going up here. I think more so it's because of the Shade Hedda stuff, but I'm lumping them together in that aspect. As you can see, I do have Shade Hedda somewhere on... Yeah, there he is, right here. But we're not going to put him down. But yeah, just mostly for the Shade Hedda stuff, I think he was really cool. Other than that, just playing cool. Yeah, just good character all around. Again, kind of echoing Dante with will he be good, will he be bad, then yeah. We all know how it turned out. Who else do I need to rate on this? Is there anybody else? Okay, there's a couple more that I want to rate. Firstly, we're gonna get into Sinclair. Sinclair is like Raven's father figure, and I really liked him. I wish he could have lived. A lot of characters I wish could have lived, but that's what makes the show interesting, right? And so Sinclair, you are going to go right here. I think that's a good spot for him. I liked him more than Maya, and yeah, he was very smart. Was on the right side of things, and yeah, just a good character. I'm glad his relationship with Raven kind of was shown, as yeah, she didn't really have parents and she kind of needed them, and she found that in Sinclair and Abby. But moving on from that sad ordeal, is there anybody else I want to add? Oh, the Shepherd. He can go right there. He's not too much of an asshole, but he's still kind of an asshole, so he's right there. He'll be at the bottom, and he'll stay there. And then I think... the last person I want to put on here is Wells. Kind of a minor character in the overarching span of things, but just what he went through for Clark, and then getting killed because of his father. Like, he was a great character. Another one that I wish would have lived, because he easily could have become one of my favorites, but I'm going to put him right here, and that's going to make our tier list. I think it's a good one, but I could have some weird opinions. Let me know about them. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the tier list. Yeah. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it. And maybe whenever we do another tier list, whenever that is, because these only happen on Tuesdays and are very irregular at that. So, but yeah, stay tuned for that. I'm not sure what the next one will be, because it will be our third. But yeah, we'll get one eventually. I don't know. Kind of just stuff that I'm watching or reading or playing, then we make it into a tier list. But yeah.